You know, here's the thing, man. Let me just just say a few things. Just a few things before we write, because I'm sure people have stuff to say. Um, the team is garbage. That was embarrassing, and that was completely and utterly disgraceful. When you say that a new team is needed, you can now see how a new team is needed based on just how garbage and terrible and disgraceful this Chelsea team is. Um, that was a joke. That's like that match was a joke. And I don't want to sound like a broken record. I don't know. People say I'm a hater. Can you now see why Havertz, Mount, Gallagher, these guys are trash and they're rubbish? And what makes it worse is that there are people that will still see what certain players have done in this game and will still find ways to defend them. That's how you just know that, there are some guys who you don't talk football with. You don't talk football with these guys because certain guys just do not understand stuff. Because now I'm now fearful for Fulham, because what is worrying me, because I said this on the halftime space, I think this is the first team. Because the thing though is, guys like Chuke Maker, he only played because that bum ass piece of crap clown Mount was injured. So my thing is that Potter, that those clowns we saw in our first half, are those the guys that are going to go to Fulham on Thursday? Fulham who actually above you. Are those the same guys that are going to go to Fulham on Thursday? It's worrying. Things are truly worrying, because I think Simon Phillips is like a Chelsea guy, and he said that these guys have downed tools. So what I'm fearful of is Potter just came into this job. Have the players already said, screw this, we're out? Which is what they did to Mourinho, which was a damn mutiny that Mourinho did not deserve. But garbage, absolute garbage. And see, before I go into guys, this is my one play. This is my one play, and I should have asked that bomber Santa for this during Christmas. This is my one play. Can you please get rid of Havertz and Mount? Havertz and Mount, I am begging you, please get rid of these dudes. If these guys can just be sold, put away this month, I'll be so happy. I'll be so happy. And because Sack Potter is now trending, I'll reiterate what I said here. This isn't Potter's fault. He's walked into this. This isn't his team. It's like how people say, oh, look at Moyes. Moyes messed up. I said Moyes deserved a summer because he did at least a year after Fergie to say what's up. Based on the trash that has been mounting up, because this trash of Chelsea has been mounting up for years. Based on the trash, bro, give him some time. I'll say give him some time. But my worrying thing is that, is he the right guy? Is he the right guy? So before we hear from the oil baron Smoke Man, Daniel, talk about your team, man. Daniel, talk about your team. Daniel, it's your team, man. Daniel, it's your team. Daniel, talk about. So no, Johnny, explain to me why your club still plays Mount. Why your club thinks Gallagher is up for the first and why a club still persists with Havertz as a striker. Please explain to me. There must be some logic here. Because Daniel, this is bad.
Am I coming through? Can you hear me through the mic?
Yeah. I can come through. All
right, cool. I mean, if this is this a Chelsea breakdown or is this a review of the game? Because I don't want to just make it completely Chelsea, because I think like City deserves some praise as well. But
okay, Daniel. Okay, on that, if you're going to analyze the game, it's very simple. City totally controlled the game. Shout out to Mara's free kick. Chelsea were abysmal. And my thing is that I'm not being a hater here. I can give City some credit, but not that much credit, because Chelsea were awful. You're looking at a horrible team, and City, who we already know are good at taking advantage. And what makes it worse, that's City's second team. De Bruyne was on the bench. Gundogan was on the bench. Haaland was on the bench. That is City's second team. That was a playground session, a training session against what I think may be Chelsea's first team. But Daniel, I digress. Talk to me.
Okay, so I'll talk from my team's perspective, because I mean that like the rest of the panel seems just quite here to dunk on Chelsea. So like I'll join, but from like a better perspective. Like this problem is way deeper than just one game. It's way deeper than one season. This is something that's been coming for a while, and it's not just limited to the Todd Bowley era that just started 6-7 months ago, whatever it is. This is something that's been building since, I would say, since Abramovich didn't have access to the UK anymore, and the team was basically handed to Marina Granovskaya in like 2017, 2018, somewhere in that period. It even goes before, the invasion of Ukraine. So if you really want to figure out how Chelsea got into this specific position, you have to do a real root and branch deep dive into transfers, wasted money, bad spending, the lack of direction. The club still doesn't have a director of football, to my understanding. I'm not sure. Maybe they've hired somebody in some capacity, but this is just this game might be emblematic, or the last two games actually are more emblematic of City or a project that is being run correctly, and Chelsea are a project that's being run incorrectly. And when these things meet together, it's very obvious and evident which is being run right and which is being run wrongly. Even though some would say, "Oh, it's like a money derby, El Clasico," all of these different types of things. But there's a huge difference between how City are run and how Chelsea are run.
Let me ask you this though. From what you've seen, maybe you want to look at the previous game, but from what you've seen there, because again, people are saying like, I don't know how much credit to give City. We already know who City are, but from what you saw there, was it the case that these players have actually given up?
I was thinking if they want him sacked, just concede a bunch of goals. And then that kind of happened. So I was kind of, and I don't know if you've seen what Thiago Silva's wife.
Oh yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it would not shock me, much in the same way old Chelsea teams old Chelsea teams, the Lampard, Drogba, Terry, Cech, Essien, Maluda. We can go through the list. Those players didn't really need a manager as such. They needed somebody who they felt they could control and who believed in them. And once they had that, they would go and win their trophies. This Chelsea team, I feel like, might be in a position where they want to get rid of a manager like those old teams did. But if you look at the constitution of the team, they don't have the intestinal fortitude or understanding to manage themselves. Those old teams, you had the captain of England, the captain of Germany, the captain of Czech Republic, the captain of Ivory Coast, the captain of Ghana. Like, there was just so many leaders and just natural born killers in the team. This team, you're looking at Mount, Havertz, Ziyech, Conor Gallagher, Jorginho. If Jorginho was the leader in the team, like something is going wrong.
Dan, what about Captain Koulibaly? What about him?
Daniel,
that guy's a disgrace.
No, he's basing.
I'm just you said captains.
It's not bait. It's not bait because Koulibaly has been shocking, I guess would be the nice way for me to put it. Maybe there's part of me that wants to protect him because he's an African and we're all Africans, Pan-African, but he hasn't been good, and maybe that's just adjusting to the league, adjusting to the team. If you put him next to a child like whoever that Hutchinson dude was, or this Lewis, the Hall guy, like I don't know,
Humphreys.
just maybe like just
Humphreys was his name.
Let me. Okay.
it's just bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Okay, Smoke, victors of the day, but Smoke, how much credits can I really give City when you're dealing with a club in disarray? So it's not a real win. It's not even a real win. You're dealing with a club that has serious internal issues. So literally, well done. You won a training session. Well done.
HH.
Yes, sir.
You're my African brother, right?
This isn't good.
Respect.
Right.
Respect.
With that said, right, on that honorable way.
Let me mute. I'll mute.
Wait, do you know we bought Alvarez for 16 million, right? And you guys bought Havertz for God knows how much. Now the thing is this, right?
80.
Looking at cocaine, right? Looking at cocaine Gallagher run, I can't say that you're trying to get the manager fired, right? But
He runs a lot. Cocaine Gallagher runs a lot, man.
Don't Smoke. He's taking the purest Colombian cocaine possible.
100%. Let me see. I now understand the name Cocaine Gallagher. This guy just runs up and down. That's it. He just runs up and down. He is the ultimate vibes player.
I feel shame for you guys, HH, because you guys used to be our old brother, right? You still have money, right? But the oil money is not the same as this clean money, HH, and it shows down on the pitch. Look at Newcastle, how they're playing. That's oil money. That's the fact. That's what oil money does.
No, but Smoke. That's why I was singing Arabian Nights. I was twerking for that Saudi Arabian money. I know what it's about. So,
and you know what said HH? You see, as bad as the talk was, beating Chelsea wasn't as easy as it is now.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the sad part, right? The thing is,
Tuchel would have I wanted him sacked, but Tuchel would have had it. Tuchel doesn't go down like this against Pep. No.
HH, the thing is, you guys don't score and you'll concede. So God knows what the hell you're doing, HH. But I'm happy though, because ever since that CL defeat, we've beaten Chelsea on every occasion. We've come across them. So shout out to Pep. Right. I'm sad though, because I think we could have scored more. Right. I'm not too happy.
More than 4.
Yes,
but see, that's my thing, because thank goodness that he didn't even bring on Haaland, because guys were saying the halftime space, bring on Haaland for what? It's 3-0. Why are you bringing on Haaland for? It's 3-0.
To go above 5.
From misery.
We could have improved our goal difference for this round, right? And that's what I wanted us to do. But I'm sad we scored 4 only, because I wanted a 3-piece or brace for Alvarez, right? The truth is, did Chelsea really have a chance in the game? Right.
No.
I don't remember a clear-cut chance.
I don't think they had a shot on target in 90 minutes.
Like, see,
do you know their XG was 0.1?
Bro, let me tell you. I don't even know who
0.1.
City's keeper was. I don't know who City's keeper was. I don't think City's keeper actually had to make a gesture for a save. I mean, he obviously had to kick, play the ball out and everything. I don't think he had to make a save.
I think he's from the road, I think they just...
What do you mean by you think he is from the road?
They were like,
He's just a guy.
Yeah.
At the moment, you guys are not really looking like a top 6 team, right? And this was the thing with...
No, Smoke. That game was against Fulham, man. It gets real.
The thing is, at the end of the day, Chelsea needed a coach with pedigree, right? At least European pedigree. Even if it's Europa, right? Just something. Because the thing is, it's different. The standards are different, HH.
It's different, man. It's not Brighton. It's not Brighton.
The thing is, at Brighton, you can draw and then they'll be like, you tried your best. Here, drawing is seen as a loss. That's what people don't get about being in the top 4, right? Being a top 4 team. A draw is similar to a loss. There, Brighton, dude, you know what? You're punching above your weight anyway. We take whatever. Here, guys looking clueless. I don't lie to you. Like,
So, no, you see, okay, so sorry. Before I go to Mike, because that's the key thing. Before I go to Mike, I want to go to Mike next. But here's the thing: people say give Potter time, give Potter time. Potter could be like Arteta. There is a very key difference between Arteta and Potter. Arteta came in with no experience, cool. But what experience did he have? He was right next to and was really in the heart of a winning project. Perhaps one of the best teams in Premier League history. So even if he didn't really have any managerial experience, he knew the nuts and bolts and the inner workings of how to create a
No.
successful
Stop
team.
being revisionist. Stop being revisionist, HH.
Wait, Smoke, let me land. Let me just land. I'll get you. So he was right next to and in close proximity of a winning thing, even if he had no managerial experience. The issue with Potter is, cool, you have more managerial experience than Arteta, but what is it? As Smoke just said, it's punching above your weight. Oh, wow, I didn't think you could win. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty good. So when I now look at Potter for Chelsea, it's like, oh, Chelsea, wow. Oh, that's Mason Mount. Oh, that's Conor Gallagher. So for him, he can't demand anything because he's like, oh, wow, because this is such a huge step up for Brighton from him. And that is the last guy Chelsea needs right now. It's the last guy Chelsea needs right now. Okay, last point.
My last point is this. My last point is this. I can guarantee you, after this loss, he's probably had high-fiving guys in the dressing room. Like, no, you tried. Whereby the different manager is throwing bottles and telling these players that they're full of shit.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. See, for me, I'm not a vibes guy and everything, but the fact that Potter hasn't been like, Mount, what the F are you doing, you bum-ass clown? Let's just say something. Say, Potter, let's see. All Potter does is just like, he just has his mouth open and just looks. And that's it. The only thing he does.
How do we not?
Well, that said, let me light my cigar again.
Mike, talk to me, man. Mike, talk to me.
Before I go into Chelsea, I gotta praise Man City. The modest free kick.
Mike, come on. How much can you?
No.
Quality free kick, but Mike, how much can you praise? It was a training session.
Did you see the third goal? The third goal, that is Fuji ball right there, man. The movement, the passing, oh, it was sexy. That was
against a trash team.
Even against any team, that goal was amazing.
I'm sorry, no,
that third team. I'm sorry.
Okay, Michael, why couldn't they do that in the UCL final?
Ask him.
Tuchel. That's why. And Mendy wasn't on madness that day. That's why. Now for Chelsea, HH, I hope you have your analysis ready for the Conference League. Me and you, we got this. You ready for Östersund? Zalgiris.
Wait, so Conference League is this 7th or 6th?
Yeah, 7th.
Here's the thing right now. So thank you for bringing that up. Chelsea, if you know that you're not going to finish in top 4, please finish 10th and 11th. You might as well. Like, you might as 10th or 11th.
So now you're speaking fluid mid-table. Is this what's going on
for
now?
this season? Just for this season.
Okay, for this season. Gotcha. I honestly got to say, if you give Mason Mount $300,000 a week, that's a crime. They're already sending the FBI to the Etihad because there's a murder that happened today, 4-0. If they need to go to the Stamford Bridge if you give $300,000 to Mason Mount. I don't, you know what was he was trying to control.
To even ask for that. The cheek to ask for that.
He doesn't have to ask. He doesn't have to ask.
Yeah, he doesn't have to ask. He's on the board and everything. They already want to promote him. And they're going to give him that contract, unfortunately for you, HH, and Chelsea fans who don't rate Mason Mount. I just don't know.
Okay, but why? Why are they going to... Like, okay, why is this a foregone conclusion? Like,
have you... you said it yourself. When you go to the Chelsea shop, who do you see most?
They've changed it. I think this is now Rhys James. It's now Rhys James.
It's now Rhys James.
Kai Havertz. Okay. It is Kai Havertz outside.
Daniel, it's Rhys James. Daniel, forget what he said.
Is it Kai Havertz, really?
Yeah, it's outside.
No, Mike, it's Rhys James. It's Rhys James. So Mike, what are you saying?
No, it's Kai Havertz.
So Mike, Rhys James is at the front. So Mike, what are you saying? Mike, continue.
I gotta say, because also I rate Kai Havertz. I know, you guys don't rate him that highly. I think he's a good footballer.
Huh?
It's just right now, I don't know what's happened to him.
Hold on. Quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but sorry. Man said he rates Kai Havertz. Can you please explain why?
I do. I just think it's in a difficult situation at Chelsea. Bro. He's a difficult situation. He's playing at the 9. He's not a 9. I just look at Chelsea's history with forwards. It doesn't work out. You tried to play the Drogba 2.0 today in Fofana. Why? The guy had made his debut in this game. I feel terrible for him.
Even if you're not in 9, cool. So because you're not in 9, you can't control the ball.
I know. I don't know what's going on.
Just basic control.
I don't know what's going on with him at the moment. I really don't. He's got to go back to Bayer Leverkusen or something. Just go back to the Bundesliga. Then play Chelsea in the Champions League and then destroy them. Because clearly it's just not working out. How much you guys pay for him? 72 million? Oh boy. It's not looking good. And you say you're in a rebuild. So when you spent 300 million in the summer, what was that? What's the objective then? I know, because it was Tuchel and it was his players, Batman, these sort of guys. But now you're gonna spend more. How much money is it gonna actually take for you guys to get to challenging for titles? 2 billion? That's the Finnish economy. You can basically buy all of Finland then.
Actually, can I just put that, because just one Mike said, has there ever been a club that has spent north of 300 million and finished like 9th?
No. I've never seen a club like this. I know, like United, they spent a lot of money and they finished 6th or 7th. If you guys finish 8th, 9th after spending 300 million, disaster.
Okay, but hold on. So United finished 6th after spending 300 million.
No. When United spend their money, they usually would improve, and then the second season they would go down.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it.
Shout out to Humphreys. I don't know any Humphreys in the world except for Chris Humphreys, the guys who got divorced for 72 days. Horrible that he had to make his debut today. Like, you're just being thrown into the lion's den. Like, come on, man. Like, at least you saw with the lineups. You knew where this game was gonna go. You just knew. It was over before the game even started. So I feel bad for you guys, but not really at the same time, because you spent 300 million. It's just disaster. And Todd Bowley, he's gonna have to get those meals ready to entice players to come to Chelsea, because right now, if you're looking at Chelsea, why would you go there?
Can we please stop throwing 300 million out like that?
I did Cuckoo, so.
Wait,
Nkunku was a good signing. I'll give that.
What's it called? Saints, do you have anything to say? Wait, Saints, I believe you're a Chelsea fan.
Of course.
Of course. I don't think you should be saying of course during this time, but I think maybe a yes we would do. So Saints, talk about your club.
It's my brother. Calm down.
What?
Listen.
Calm down.
Let him land.
Wait.
Let him land.
Shut up.
4-0. Let me land. Calma. Listen. Right? At the end of the day, this is sad to say, but I'll take 4-0 from City than taking 4-0 from a United, from a Liverpool, from an Arsenal, from any other team.
All right.
City are probably the only team that
but before you finish, let me just hit you with this.
Cut that bitch off!
Listen. Right now,
some breakers and answer, but please continue, man.
Listen, right now, you can't kill yourself. I don't know if you can't kill myself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't come and kill myself at the end of the day. I think that Chelsea are going through a lot of transition. And
Saints, Chelsea just lost. Okay, Saints. Chelsea just lost. Chelsea due to Nottingham Forest.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time Chelsea actually had a good preseason? Oh, God. Like an actual preseason. When was the last time Chelsea players had 23 players in the squad having a full preseason?
Saints, I don't give a damn. I'm dealing
that
with
was 2020.
No, but since I'm dealing with the issue as of right now. As of right now, Chelsea are screwed. So Saints, I don't understand your analysis of saying that you are happy to lose 4-0 to City rather than 4-0 to Liverpool and United. Saints, what brickness does that? Where does that brickness come from? That's what means. That doesn't mean anything. I don't understand that.
You're minusing the part where it's sad to say. Like I said, sad to say. But I'd rather lose to City than lose to any other team in the Prem. It's sad to say, but it's the truth. Right? We all knew we were all going to lose today. Like, all Chelsea fans said it's going to be 3, 4, 5. Like, what happened. Like, I can't stress myself over something I knew was going to happen before the game even started. So, for everyone to keep saying, like, City did this, City did that, honestly, you probably could have lost the same thing if we played Brentford. It probably would have ended 4-1, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think City did much. I think City just came to work and, did their thing for a couple of minutes, and that was that. Like, I'm not going to big City up too much. I've seen what Chelsea literally played into their hands. For any City player to be here and proud and all that stuff.
Who do you blame the most for where Chelsea is? Who do you blame the most for where Chelsea is?
Who do I blame the most? I blame Mount the most. Honestly, it's funny. But who do I blame the most? I don't even know where to blame the most. Do you blame Abramovich for having us in the dumps for the last 5-6 years and keeping quiet about it? Do you blame Granovskaya for having long contracts and not being able to get rid of players? Do you blame the coaches that they've cut in and out? Like, who do you really blame? I don't know where to lay the blame at, to be honest. Like, I've been watching Chelsea since I was a 5-year-old, like since Lagos. You understand? Like, it's not sweet, like what's going on right now. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and be mad in the dumps about it, because we have seen this coming for years. I've seen it coming for years. I wanted Mount out since the second year. Like, I wanted multiple of these players out. Jorginho, Kovac. Honestly, I see people bigging up Kovacic. He is ass, bro. He's ass.
Ass.
Yes,
Ass.
ASS. Yes.
Yeah.
Kovacic, bro.
Since
How many
I
times do
think
you watch Kovacic?
since I think you need to wash your brain and your eyes, bro. Those are two things
Nah,
I think
bro.
needs to wash your
Nah,
brain and eyes.
fam.
Wait, hold on, let me bring your
Nah.
boy Ford and take it up. Ford, talk to me, man. Ford, your club, man. And Ford, we need you in the trenches. Ford, you can't leave us alone, man. Ford, we need you in the trenches, man. We need you in the trenches.
First of all, happy New Year to everybody.
Hey, happy New Year, man.
Year.
Happy New Year. Happy
I'm
2023.
so happy. I'm so happy. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. First of all, let's give in fact, there's no credit to be given to Man City. They did what they did in it. Just Pep, just continue playing forward in centre midfield. That's all I got to say on them. Now, as for your club, HH, your club which can't give me 3 good games in a row, so disappointing. I want to start with saying, obviously, the issues go way beyond just this season, just this transfer window, previous transfer windows. I won't echo too many of the points that Daniel already made, because it saves us all the time of listening to it again. But I think the biggest issue with Chelsea is that for a long time, we've been able to have this ability to think short term and have sustainable trophies coming in. Now, it's not sustainable results because we've seen title wins followed by finishing 10th, followed by another title win and things like that of such an erratic nature. But the success that we had from previous generations was a result mainly because of Jose Mourinho being able to come into the club, being funded with millions upon millions to build 2 separate teams that were able to win league titles. He done it in 03-04, and that was carried on. And even most of that team was still there when Ancelotti came in and won the league in 2010. And then he came back. He had 2 summer windows again. We obviously had the season where we were the little horse in the 3-team title race. And then the season afterwards, you got Diego Costa in, Cesc Fabregas in, a couple other players, and we won the league title. We had a bit of a hiccup the next season, but then Conte came in, won the title again with that same team. But the issue with that mentality of, we've got Roman, we've got all this money to continue just thinking short term and not actually having long term solutions in place, like we've seen with Man City, like we've seen with Liverpool, like we've even seen with our little bro Arsenal. The issue
Little
with
bro,
that
remember
is,
guys, little bro, Arsenal. Little bro,
zero COs with zero COs. But
It's
the
only
issue
been
with that,
6 months.
however, now is when you are spending millions upon millions, and again, we're seeing in this day and age, you normally need a very good scouting, a good recruitment team to get the best players in. But when you're spending the best part of 300, 400 million on the attack to improve it, since again our mercurial generational talent in Hazard left, and you spend it on the likes of Kai Havertz, scrub. You spend it on the likes of Timo Werner, scrub. You spend on the likes of Lukaku, still on the books and a scrub. And I could go on and on and on. And
he
even
did
look at
the
the
creativity. He did the creativity. Lukaku did the creativity. But
he did, and again, there's even other issues with the fact that we didn't play to the strengths of guys like Lukaku and Werner, even though again they were scrubs at the same time. So many issues. But again, I'll bring it back to this season, right? HH, I told you at the start in the summer that this season's looking a bit rough. It's looking a bit rough for Tommy Tukes, and obviously he goes and gets fired. Obviously, Bowley comes in, etc. And we get in a coach that I like, not a manager, but a coach that I like in Graham Potter. However, he wasn't the man to manage this situation, a situation where you have a massive club that's coming off of sanctions and all sorts of craziness in 2022. And you want
that needs a revamp and needs a heavy rebuild as well.
A heavy revamp and a personality and somebody with the charisma to get through and galvanize these players through the situation. Because again, I like Potter, I like the teams that he coaches, but I don't necessarily love Potter ball in year one, because in year one he wasn't getting Ostersons playing good football, nor Swansea, nor Brighton. Anybody who likes Potter teams, they like the finished product of it. So again, saying Potter out doesn't solve our issues now. You kind of have to be patient with it, but we do have to ask the board, did they get the right man in for the job? Because a lot of things that we're seeing right now isn't great.
No, but do you believe? The key question is, and ask, do you believe in Potter? Is it a case of give him time? Because
I mean,
see, for me, I just don't know. Because again, who knows? Every manager deserves time because nothing is a quick fix. So who knows where Chelsea could be in 3-4 years' time? But at the same time, is he the right man? We're just assuming he's the right man because Bowley just picked him. But do we know whether he's actually the right man or because Bowley picked him? Because let's be real, when Tuchel got sacked, there wasn't a consensus that yes, Potter is the right man. It was not the consensus.
I mean, he was the flavor of the month at the time because Brighton were doing great, but he wasn't my choice. Even though again I liked him as a coach, I just didn't think that this was the right jump for him to make. I wanted somebody like a Luis Enrique, and that's why I was hoping that Tuchel could just ride out the season, or at least till after the World Cup, and we go and get in an experienced coach who's managed at the highest level. But we went in early for Potter, and again, whether I think he's the right man or not, we went and backed him with 60 million contract over 5-6 years, and not only that, but we got in his recruitment team from Brighton. So if you were to go and sack him now, like that recruitment team's still there. Are they gonna now go and work with Luis Enrique if we go and sign him? That's why it's such a complete clusterfuck of unbelievable proportions, because there's been so many mistakes that's piling on, and that's why like people will ask me, oh, what team do you want to see out there today? Oh, is that player the issue? That player the issue? There's so many different issues that I can't just go and put it down to players. But having said all that, we got to talk about some players, HH. We got to talk about some of these scrubs who are
your boy, Mounts, your boy.
Well, we'll start there, HH, because I'll come into one of your boys, one of your former boys, but we'll start with Mason Mount. Listen, this is a guy that I've backed. I've said to HH that, you know what, he can play in a team that wins big trophies, and we did win a Champions League with him in there, obviously getting an assist in the final. But the last, not even this season, but the last, I want to say 18 months, pretty much since the Euros, it's just not good enough. Not good enough in a Chelsea shirt. And he could hide behind the fact that he was arguably the best of a bad bunch in terms of our attackers. And I would even give him the allowance of, he's not a natural attacker, but I'm not saying that anymore when you've played in the attack for 2-3 years now. Like, that's your position. Like, you've played there more than you've played in midfield in your senior career, pretty much. So there's no excuse for being that bad, shocking. And again, if he humbled himself and said, you know what, I'm willing to take whatever Reece James is on, or pay packet wise, like, just I want to stay here and prove myself, then cool. But what I've been hearing from people in the know, that he's saying that no, Reece James is on that, I need to be on this. And that's also because of the likes of Kepa, or Werner was on this, or Kante's on this, or Sterling's on this, when I'm starting into England team and Sterling's not. Like, little things like that I'm hearing. Wow. That's if I say what I want to say, HH, I'll be suspended 6 months.
No, you can't.
I'll be suspended 6 months.
But Ford, I know what you want to say. We all know. Daniel knows.
I won't say it on him. But one other player I do want to talk about, Kai Havertz. They told me he was generational talent. They told me he was German Zidane. They told me, he's similar to Bergkamp. All these things, HH. And even
Abdullahi said that, not they.
Yeah, no.
Abdullahi is not they.
No. HH said Bergkamp. HH did say Bergkamp. I've got the clip, but I won't play it because you guys are suffering. But sorry, go on.
We appreciate our audience. And also, HH, I'm on to you as well, bro. Like, when Havertz came in, you were like, oh, Mount can't play in this team, but Havertz has to be a starter. He's that guy. He's got the ability. All the other, bro. It's fugazi, bro. It's fugazi, bro. He masters the fact that he's not got any ability by acting so nonchalant, bro. That's just it. He's like, oh, I'm suave. I'm low key, but I've got no. He's just not good. Like, you can't play simple forward passes. You're not being able to hold up your man. Again, similar to Mason Mount, people say that, you're not playing your best position, but you can't do anything that I want from a centre forward. And when you drop deep to link up play, it's not like you're making great passes or you're doing even that much. Even your ball retention is not great. So another dud that needs to be moved on to, I won't even say Bayern Munich because he's not good enough for that. I'll say Union Berlin, Frankfurt, anyone like that. Yeah, maybe.
Actually, Union Berlin are doing all right. Actually, aren't they still in the top four?
Yeah, no, they are exactly. So maybe he can go there, be in a top 4 battle in Germany like he's been in for England.
No, seriously, Ford. So. My wish is if you can get Mounts, Gallagher, and Havertz out this month, I'll be a happy bunny man. I'll be happy.
Listen, I want to just end on this point, right? Because obviously I can complain about so many different players. Jorginho, oh my goodness, Jorginho, Gallagher, Kepa. Sorry, before I go on any more tangents, right? I will just end on this positive note for Chelsea fans. And again, the haters in this little hangout here will be rolling their eyes and whatnot, thinking that we as Chelsea fans should be saying that, we're in our banter era now, we're going to be in the mud, we're going to go 10 years without a trophy, or 7 years without a trophy like Man United, or not winning the Champions League like Arsenal or Man City, actually. I can go on and on. But what I will say for Chelsea fans is that we do have the funds in place. They said after the sanctions that we won't be able to spend money, but we dropped 300 million in the last summer. So at least we know the money will still continue to be there. Whether you like it or not, the oil money is still there. Now it's Yankee money. It is what it is, right?
Will it though forward? Maybe we can get into that on like a deeper one, but
Daniel, it would. Have you seen how the Dodgers spend?
I don't
see,
think
no.
They spend a lot of money.
No, Ford. I was thinking, I thought your positive note was that at least we have won the UCL. Because the issue is, this is what I was saying to Barca fans. It's one thing, we have no money to spend. It's another thing spending money on trash. I think having money and just spending it on trash is probably much more aggravating than not spending any money.
It is.
Because, bro, Chelsea have spent north of 300 mil, and they still continue to spend, and the team is in complete disarray.
And I agree. And my saving grace isn't just the money, but obviously you do need money to turn things around. Again, it took Arsenal such a long time to come around because they weren't constantly able to spend. Like when they flopped on Pepe, that was a big deal because they didn't spend big money a lot, right? So for at least us, we know that the money's going to be there, like it's been for Man United, who have also flopped. But a reason why United have flopped for so many years is because they've not had the recruitment team in place and a technical director in place to oversee what they're doing and actually have a transfer strategy, not just for around 1 and 2 years, but around a 5-10 year process like we've seen with Man City. Now I know Daniel's looking around thinking who the people is that Brody's got in, and I'll tell you right now. Again, we've just hired Christopher Favell, who's going to be our new technical director from Leipzig. Has a good track record.
So was that the guy that did the Enzo deal where they agreed 105 and he came back with 90? Was that the same guy, Favell? The same guy? Listen,
HH.
It's what I read.
No, HH, I was fuming at that. I was fuming when I saw that news. But listen, I'm going to stay patient with that side of things and just hope that in the next few years, again, because we've got the people who have the track record in place that say, you know what, their track record says that they get results. And we've got Christopher Favell. We've got Joe Shields, who has a great record from Southampton and also previously worked at Man City. We've also got all the guys from Brighton who recruit the likes of McAllister, Caicedo, Trossard, Basuma, all these guys that everybody's been raving about in Premier League football. We've got all of these chefs in one kitchen. Now, again, you might think that's a lot of chefs in one kitchen. I'm thinking that as well. But let's assume it all works out and they go on to perform like they performed at previous clubs. Okay. I'm not going to take the bait on that, Daniel. I'm not going to take the bait on that. Let's just say it works out based on their track record at previous clubs. You also put together the money that Chelsea are spending with Todd Bowley. There's a reason for me to be confident that we can actually go and do better than we've done in previous years, because you have to bear in mind, HH, Marina Granovskaya done horrible business with this football club for many years. She got that Fugazi Ballon d'Or, whatever, but she done horrible business for many years.
So it was her that got Kai Havertz.
Was
it Lampard?
It was her. She got Havertz.
Wait. RDS, you need to reduce your background thing. Yeah, RDS, you need to reduce your background noise because we're hearing echo from you.
Where's some headphones, bro? Put on some headphones.
Put some headphones in RDS. Okay, so it was Marina, not Lampard, that got Kai Havertz.
No, it was hype because Real Madrid and all the other teams were looking at Kai Havertz.
Who was responsible? Was it Marina?
It was Marina. Marina was responsible for that one. Werner, Kepa, let's not forget about that one. So many other blunders in the market. So my thing is for Chelsea fans, listen, this season's rough. I've already written it off. She didn't want to, but bro. In fact, let me not even say what I want to say on that one.
Okay, right? Don't.
Yeah, let me not. I don't want to be in trouble.
Don't.
But listen,
I'm
just saying. Yeah, no, for sure. But listen, I'm saying for Chelsea fans, this season it's a write-off. I'm just here to see the youngsters play well. Fofana, Omari Hutchinson, Chukwuemeka, all that. I'm also here to see these bums like Jorginho, etc. And if Mount's been doing what I think he's been doing, I'm here to see all these guys get exposed, put in terrible performances and have their value drop and then get bummed out this club, because I'm sick of seeing these bums. I'm sick of it. And again, for next season, hopefully we have to.
What are they writing off this season?
Hopefully Potter can do something next season, and if not Potter, fuck it, get somebody else, and I don't care. But it needs to turn around soon.
Shout out to Coutinho. West London Tory Blues Cowboys heritage. Daniel, obviously, I don't know what that emoji is, man. Coutinho, remind me what the score was in the UCL final. Thank you, man. Bless your soul. Jay Jokin. There is no no. That's okay. I think so.
It is. That. It's close. It's close. No. Look at the panel. Look at the panel.
Why do people want us to suffer in public? Like
it's
I
weird.
don't get it.
No, I don't think you understand. World Cup, lovely. Coming from the World Cup to this. Come on, man. You know, what's it called? Patrick. Chelsea are not qualifying for Europe this season.
Good.
I think that's a blessing in disguise.
But here's my thing, though, Mike. Here's the deal. Come 10th. If you're not going to qualify, don't qualify for anything. Do a concept. Have a season where you're not going to do UCL. All right. 10th, 11th, clean and clear next season. Boom, focus on the league. Because what I don't want is Conference League, and you now have to do Conference League. No. Okay, right. But sorry, isn't that such loser mentality? You're just going to write off this whole season? God damn.
To be fair, Arsenal have Europa League, and they're looking like they could win the Premier League. I don't know if they will. But
these clowns don't need the complications. These clowns don't need the complications.
You don't have to be a full loser. I mean, like it's possible.
I test DM. HH, we need 5 wins out of 15. Let's not. Okay, let's not.
Get those 40 points, man. We need 40 points. Get those 40 points.
Silence FC. Fofana made 2 good runs. These clowns couldn't pass. I know what you know about Lukaku insults all he wants and everything. Again, he's black. I need to support my black brother. But Lukaku made runs. But these clowns don't have to purpose for Aubameyang makes runs.
They don't find him.
He ain't great. These guys that make runs, these guys don't find it. So you can blame the striker all he wants, but if your striker, you're making runs and guys not giving to a striker, is his reliance on balls that come to him. So come on, man. Lukaku coming back next season. I'm not too sure about that. I don't think that's true. So I don't know when you're.
Inter fans don't want him. I've seen it on the timeline. Like they're like,
what?
Please send him back.
Yeah, he had a disaster class yesterday.
So
because of one disaster class,
well,
he played well against Napoli
for like 15 minutes.
Look. Let me not say what I want to say, but let me know. Miles, Potter out. I'm crying right now. HAVERTZ Mount equals anti-ballers. There's no point in sucking Potter. It is what it is. I didn't want it, but you sack Potter for who? Because I looked at guys of managers that are available. There's no one. Okay, you bring Luis Enrique. What's Luis Enrique going to do with stuff? Basically, it's my fear is Bowley, man. I don't know, man. I don't know for Bowley. Joshua, HH, if they give Mount a contract, Todd needs to go. If Mount gets that contract, this club. If he gets a contract, this club is a joke, and that English tax is disgusting. Mount has a career because he's English. Sorry, Mount has a career for Chelsea because he's English. That's it. This is pure King Charlie tax. This is Bonnie Prince Charlie tax. It is what it is. Hold up. Chelsea got circumcised on Sunday. Wait, is that hair?
It's a hat. It's cold.
It's a hat. Here. Oh wow! No, he thought it was your hair.
I mean, I wish I had a hairline like this.
Yeah, man. Look, okay, let's not insult the ball.
He's gone, bro.
Chelsea fans singing for Tuchel in front of Potter. Okay, Tuchel comes back and does what? If Tuchel was still around,
was Chelsea Tuchel not the same guy who lost to Zagreb and Leeds?
Thank you.
Yeah. He was they were like 10th or 12th to start the season, and then Potter came in, won 3 games or 4 games, whatever it was, after the Queen died.
Tuchel had to go. So this, because the amount of stuff,
man.
Okay, bring back Tuchel. Didn't you see where Chelsea were at that point? They have memories of goldfishes. It's crazy. LC went to Manchester for nothing. Thank you, man, for that, Cardoso. Thank you. But it is what it is. But look, it's City. They're always going to win. Rotimi Oyewole, Potter briefly placed Cocaine Gallagher in a double pivot after.
He said Cocaine Galloper. That's
Galloper. Wait, was he at right back?
Yeah, he was playing right wing back.
Right wing back. Yeah,
that's good. I like it. I call him Billie Eilish because to me he looks like Billie Eilish, but
he doesn't look a bit like Billie Eilish, man. Who's overrated, by the way. CL Knights looking peak. My bold Robin clone. Can Chelsea win the UCL
with this team? If Reece James is fit,
no. Don't clip me. But all I'm saying is that Chelsea have done this before. Crappy domestic season. Winning a UCL.
Is Dortmund in the round of 16,
Dortmund,
right?
Is Dortmund.
Yes.
They can beat Dortmund, and then once you get into the last 8, who knows?
I'll say this again. If you cannot score against Schlotterbeck, Schule, and Thomas Munir...
Yeah, come on. That's it. That's a peak defense. I mean, like, if Chelsea can't beat Dortmund, then, you know what? Like basically end the season, man. J5 is an absolute fraud as well. Jorginho... Chelsea should have never sacked Sarri.
They didn't. He left.
Because of Corbin, because of
Sanctions.
your fans. Your
No,
fans.
sanctions. Because of sanctions. What's he gonna do?
Like, they were in the crowd talking about like F sorry ball.
Exactly. Sorry ball. You could hear it from the TV.
So of course he'd want to leave if Juve came.
You know, as a Chelsea fan, I want Modric. Here's the thing: Modric is going to come to Chelsea to do what? This team to do what? Chelsea need at least 4 players. So it's and also okay,
6.
11. Chelsea need 11 new players. Okay, no, 10. But realistically speaking, 4 or 5 in this window. Chelsea need at least 3 or 4 players in this window. So if you bring in Modric, okay, if that sits, then what? You know, my thing is this Badiashile guy. You bring him for what? So you bring him in because Fofana got injured?
I think he's more like
we have a replacement for Thiago Silva in the near future because since he's left-footed centre back. Because Thiago Silva is getting old. Man's 38.
38, and he's Chelsea's best.
He's still
best
the
player.
best centre back. It's terrible. Like this team, it shows as soon as you get a few key players injured, like this team is.
You want to go into next season, HH, with 39-year-old Thiago, like 39-year-old Thiago Silva,
and he'll still be the best player because it's sure. Because I look at Thiago Silva like, bro, this guy's 38, and this. Do you know how good of a player that guy Thiago Silva?
I know, but you're asking him to like.
Oh no, it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. It's embarrassing.
You're asking him to hit 7s and 11s every time because he's old, bro.
It's embarrassing, man. Now this is interesting. What's Liverpool's midfield or Chelsea's attack? Chelsea's attack.
I don't know. Have you seen our midfield?
Liverpool's midfield's pretty bad.
Here's the thing: Liverpool's midfield don't have any legs. There's still quality. It's just that it's a physical fitness.
Wait.
What is Henderson without legs? He's quality without legs.
Who's quality in Liverpool's midfield, HH, except for Thiago?
Now.
Fabinho was good, but then his legs are completely gone.
Thiago is the best of the bunch. So if you want to go by who's the best player, then Thiago's better than anybody in each category. But as a set, Milner, Henderson.
So you're saying Chelsea's attack is better?
I mean,
Havertz, Mount.
It's picking between.
It's
shit on both sides. Like I don't know what to.
I'm going with Liverpool's mid. They're both crap. I'm going with Liverpool's midfield. They're both bad. Chelsea's attack is abysmal.
You know what? Abysmal. You're right. There is no redeeming quality about Chelsea's attack. There is at least Thiago.
There's at least Thiago because you said apart from Thiago, there is not one single redeemable piece in Chelsea's attack. So it's trash. Stamford Bridge to be renamed as the Blues Brothel. I mean that's just harsh. But again, UCL final. Shout out to UCL final, man. So Wing is a Nigerian.
This guy is amazing.
Hold on. Wait, Wing is a Nigerian who owes me a PS5. So he's a Nigerian who lives in Texas with a fake American accent, but really he's Nigerian. And he owes me a PS5. And this guy is supposed to be a Chelsea fan, so now he's an Arsenal fan.
Is he in Houston? There's a lot of Nigerians in Houston, by the way.
It might be Houston.
Shout out Houston, man. Shout out Houston.
So, sorry, Texas. So Texas is the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Daniel. Yes. Okay.
I know your geography teacher was racist.
I've only been to Atlanta. I've only been to Atlanta, man. I was in Atlanta ages ago. Come on, relax.
Okay, and Atlanta is a city in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Sometimes I get confused. Okay, so yeah. So shout outs to. So what's it? So it's San Antonio, Houston,
Dallas,
Austin.
Yeah.
No,
sorry, can I
quickly? Do you know what helps me? NBA. That's what helps me. NBA helps me. That's what helps me. I'm like, there's no Georgia team or Texas team. So yeah.
Sorry, can I quickly say my piece because I've got to head off now. So 2 minutes. Okay, sorry, yeah.
But before you say your piece, what year did United last win a major title? Before you say your piece, what year was that? Was that 2011 or
2013?
The problem, sorry, just the problem I'm having HH is that and maybe I don't know, other Chelsea fans can help me here. Is that I actually don't speak the mid-table language, so if you can give me a translation or something like what you just said,
for one season,
I'd appreciate that.
For one season,
just give me, if you just can help me translate that tongue, then I can answer the question. But right now I can't, unfortunately. But going on to this game, when things are bad, I usually try and go to and look at what the experts are saying, to give me some advice going forward. So when you look at what Pep Guardiola said after the game, Pep basically said, and I quote, "Give him time. I know a big club's results are important, but give him time. What he did at Brighton was outstanding, but all the managers need time. He is right. In Barcelona, I didn't need 2 seasons because I had Messi there." So that's Pep Guardiola.
This
obviously one of the best.
the same clown who says that we can't replace him while crying those fake tears. That's clown.
No. But he also said the same thing for Arteta with Arsenal. Said you've got to give this dude time, and you see how Arsenal's balling. So clearly, Pep has an eye for managerial talent and sees something in Graham Potter. Now, one of the things that you actually said about how you can't compare Arteta to Graham Potter, because Arteta worked with Pep, is somewhat revisionist, given that I distinctly remember this time last season when Chelsea lubricated Arsenal and Arsenal was 17th. The amount of negativity from Arsenal fans, the bands that were going, the people clowning Arteta, saying he was a cone boy, he did nothing, he was useless. So it's a bit weird to hear those same people now say, "Oh, but he's amazing now because he was." Wait, so which one is it? Was he a cone boy when he was 17th and Arsenal were getting relegated, or is he now a tactical genius because he worked alongside Pep? Come on, we can't be flip flop about that. He's either or. Okay, now coming on to Chelsea Football Club, as I was saying, I think to Abdullah off stream, part of the problem right now is that Chelsea have literally gone for a massive transition this year. They've gone from being under Abramovich to, because of Russian blood money tax, are now under an American, and we don't actually know much. You still don't know much about him or what his vision for Chelsea Football Club is. We know he'll spend tons of money, but we don't know what it is that he wants to achieve, how his relation is with managers, etc., etc. If he even knows football, because as far as I'm concerned, at least freaking the Glazers know that.
Artists, don't say
at least I'm just saying, at least the Glazers know that you don't play 4-4-3. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so at the end of the day,
it's like, is there could there ever be a time where you wouldn't say that?
No, because it doesn't make sense. It still doesn't. So, a side note, I am looking.
Do you want me to explain it? Do you want me to he included the goalkeeper?
Yeah,
that's what ignorant American people will do. They will include the goalkeeper in
the back. In theory, it still works. So
it's dumb, and you should know not to do it. But I think that's probably what they were looking at. But to RDS's point, it displays ignorance.
Yes, which is not exactly something that you want from the owner of Chelsea Football Club going forward. So these are the small things that we're saying. Okay, I'm trying to understand who Todd Bowley is. He's a 4-4-3 merchant. He in a transfer market. He agrees 120 mil and then he gives 85 mil. Like, I don't know what this guy does. You know what I mean? So why I'm saying all these things is that, Chelsea right now, Chelsea don't have a plan. And if you're going to sack Potter and get rid of him, like you're saying, the assumption is that, Todd Bowley knows exactly what he's doing and he's going to be the right coach with the right plan with a forward going forward. How do you know that? That's not going to be the case. Like, you could have people saying Luis Enrique, bro. He might even bring Wayne Rooney in. Like, I'm being deadly serious. I'm being deadly serious though. We don't know because we don't. He's still an unknown entity. But fundamentally, and here because people want to speak. Like, I've seen Graham Potter with Brighton go to the Etihad and outplay Manchester City. I've seen that. We've all seen that with different players. He's gone to City. I'm not talking counter-attack or whatever. I'm talking about proper football, somewhat possession-based attacking. The football that Graham Potter played with Brighton, and he went to the Etihad and outplayed Manchester City. So you have to ask the question: if he can do that with Brighton, why is it that he can't do that with Chelsea Football Club? And it can't solely be because he's taken aback by the players. No, these players are scrubs. And these players, and unfortunately, this is the culture at Chelsea Football Club. It's always been there. It's that as soon as Chelsea Football Club, unlike any other team that I've seen in the league, is that as soon as they get some degree of adversity, they always fall apart. They always down tools. They never fight. There's no fight at all.
Small
they always
club
down.
Mentality. Small club mentality.
That's the culture mentality in that club.
So yes, as soon as
We're
As soon
bigger
as
than
things
you
get
ever
bad,
could be.
as soon as things get bad, you throw the manager in the bus. You did it with Jose, you did it with Conte,
which I was
the fans,
against. I was against. That Mourinho
did
meeting
it
me, I was
against
against.
Sorry, you do it all the time. So okay, fine. And the Chelsea fans want Potter to be out, you sack him. You bring in whoever comes in, and the same thing, because the average, I think, tenure for a Chelsea manager since Jose was sacked at that time, he sacked him the first time, is literally 15 months. That's the average tenure for a Chelsea manager. So you know what? You'll sack him and you'll bring another manager. And you know what? As I said with Tuchel, you're going to sack him in 15 months' time. That is Chelsea Football Club right now. So Chelsea fans, is that what you want? Is that what you want Chelsea Football Club to be? Or do you want them to actually start being a proper football club? Like City, like Liverpool, like all those other, like Real Madrid, etc., etc. That's my 2 cents.
So wait, let me just take this job because there's a question I want to throw out here. There's a question I want to throw out. Let me just take this job. I want to ask a question. I don't blame Potter. You can't. I blame Bowley. Too many changes all at once. New owner, new manager, new players. No one knows each other. I am worried about Bowley. It is too quick to be like, oh my gosh, he's a disaster. I'm just worried that I'm not sure he really knows what he's doing. And I think he's trying to be a bit too quick and too active, And my thing is, let's just let's see how this window goes. Because this window is make or break. But my issue with the Bowley is there's no plan and you're just sort of spending money because there was this thing he did, like this business thing, where he said he uses a lot of data in order to like acquire players and so forth. I'm like, okay, whoa, okay. Yes, use data to one point, but I'm a guy who my second favorite sport is basketball.
Is it soccer data, NFL data? Where's the data?
It's football data. It's football data.
And it's not data. It's data. You got to get that right. It's data.
Okay.
Because it's American.
Are you sure it's not American football? Because people can make that confusion. Okay.
We need some soccer data.
I respect. Bram never hired a yes man as a manager, so it's worked out.
Yes, he did.
Well,
he did.
No, but
Avram Grant.
Gus City.
Yeah.
Gus City.
Okay, wait. So Sharon. And people are finally seeing the mess Roman has left. Don't put this all on Roman. Don't put this all on Roman.
But there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that.
He has some blame, HH.
Most of these players that are there wasn't bought by Bowley. Let's be real.
JJ Bridge. HH, how much worse can it get? Don't answer. I won't. But we did a DM and a central mid. Also, get healthy and trying to salvage the season. 6th place, maybe.
What's the point?
I don't see it.
What's the point?
But okay, here's my thing. And this was the question I wanted to ask. How much was going to get? So, anybody can jump in. My question to you guys. How bad do you think it will have to get before Bowley actually sacks Potter? Because here's my thing. I believe Bowley is like, I'm behind you because you're my guy.
Does anybody
Potter, you're
have
my guy.
the length of contract offhand? Was it 7
5
years?
years? No, it's 5 years.
Yeah, I think it was
6.
It was 5 years.
It's 6.
He's not going in.
Yeah, I think it's 5.5.
But here's my thing. Okay, let me throw out a scenario. 16th.
Oh.
He still keeps him.
Under review.
I mean, I as long as it isn't relegation, I think if you give somebody a 5-year, 6-year contract, you can't sack. Like, you have made your bed, you have to lie in it. Because you look so crazy to sack Tuchel in the way that they did, in the time that they did, to then hire Potter as quickly as they did, then to give him that length of contract, then you sack him to do what? Because now, like, you could make the argument that hiring Potter was a part of their plan, right? You could legitimately say they bought the club, they looked at Tuchel, they didn't like him, and we want Potter. If you sack him, now you're completely flying off script, because you cannot make up a scenario where in which you sack Tuchel, you sack Potter, and then you hire somebody else. They can't. There's no way that they can do that optically and have it make sense, unless they just don't give a shit.
You gotta stay with Potter for a minute. You gotta stay with Potter. I mean, his contract was huge. I don't know why you gave him 5 years.
They will come off like the biggest bozos.
Okay, wait. Let me come to Eric and then I'll come to Kenny. Eric, talk to me, man.
Unless it's 17.
Eric, welcome back, man. Eric, we've missed you. Eric, we missed you.
Hello, Eric.
Hello,
Eric
hello.
Blue, we've missed you.
Yeah, you did. Of course you did. Yeah.
Eric, Eric, things aren't happening. By the way, things really are not happening.
No, things are happening. Easy. Okay. I have some facts. I have a lot of facts to bring now. So,
wow. Okay.
People need to listen up. So yeah, I think someone named RDS was saying some things. He mentioned something about 15 months. I think it's 18 months actually. I'm not saying 18 months is great, but it's 18. It's not 15 months. Okay, Chelsea managers get sacked every 18 months.
Oh, 3 months. 3 more months.
3 months. Those 3 months are very important.
Very important. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the next thing is I think someone called HH said something about Chelsea winning the Champions League. Maybe I heard it wrong.
Eric, can I respond?
No, I don't know. You can't respond.
All right.
So I'm not sure what world Chelsea can do that in. I don't think it's the real world. Chelsea can win the Champions League in the real world, man. Where you need to be asking if we can get top 10.
HH lives in the multiverse, guys. We have no idea.
Look, this is not great, but I will say that Bowley is looking very bad, and sacking Potter would confirm to me that he actually doesn't know what he's doing. It would.
But Eric, if true, you're right. If Chelsea comes 16th, football is horrible. Fans turn against it. Fans are booing at the home stadium. Sacking him, I still.
Okay, you know
yes,
what?
You can still put it on him, but not as much.
If Chelsea are like 17th in February, maybe he'll get sacked. Maybe Todd Black. You know what? But it's not going to happen. Chelsea. I mean, it's easy to look at. For me, it's more of the way the club has been run short term. I think the new ownership tried to do things too quickly. Yeah. I mean, look how they got rid of Marina, Czech, all these guys. It was very fast, and then they start splashing the cash. No director of football. For me, I don't believe Todd Bowley understands the sports. I really don't. I don't think any of the ownership understand it. They hire people, which is fine. I don't think there's a problem with that. They hired the people who know the sport. They hired directors.
Hire guys to know.
Yeah. So they got other guys.
An owner, you don't need to know the sports and so on, but actually hire guys who really understand. Basically, it's like what's the owner for the Mavs? Dallas
Cuban,
Mavs.
Mark Cuban.
See, Mark Cuban. He's probably the only guy who really knows basketball, can play it. All those other rich guys don't know anything, but you don't need to. Just that's why it's called delegation. Mm-hmm. Just hire guys who know what they're on about.
Also, if you want to use another NBA example, one of the owners is Michael Jordan, who is the greatest player ever, and his team is generally trash because he doesn't have the intellectual basketball knowledge of how to build a team
and to delegate.
Exactly. So you need some. It's not good enough to just be good at the sport. It's not like you can just make. No. Or just having the guy and it would work. You have to have somebody who's switched on, like a Cuban.
You gotta have someone in the middle.
Yeah, but also let's even use the whole sort example. It's not one thing just splashing money. If you don't have a plan, a strategy, as what Chelsea have not done. Oh, they bought this player. Who? How does he fit in? Does Potter want him? Who?
They do. If you've been listening to the interviews, I think the plan is to get. Yeah, unfortunately, I've listened to the interviews. The plan is to get young players to build some kind of I don't know what the word is, franchise with other sister clubs where we can get. No, it's true.
No, it's true. We tried to buy Leon.
Yeah, so
it's the Manchester City plan, where Manchester City have NYCFC. They have a club in Melbourne, or Eddie could tell us which club it is.
This is a very long-term thing.
Melbourne City.
Melbourne City.
But in the short term, for me, I mean, but honestly, I think the huge mistake they made was they did things too fast. How can you sack Tuchel 7 games in? If you knew you're gonna sack Tuchel, sack him before the season starts. Sack him after we lost 4-0 to Arsenal in pre-season. That's when you sack him. You don't sack him into the 7 games into the season, and you bring Potter, no pre-season. He comes in, and then you sign all these players. He doesn't even I don't think he even knows half the players, right? He doesn't. He's not involved in the signing. There's no director of football, no football person. All those people are signed after. You spend.
AJ just realizes, bro.
Yeah.
So you spend almost
Todd B in like 3 months.
Yeah. Hitchich, where's your boy Todd B? What happened to Potter Ball? Potter Ball. What happened to Potter Ball?
Quidditch. We played
Quidditch.
Yeah, so, look, man, he did it in the wrong order, man. You have to sign the football people first and then make the signings. I don't know why he did it the other way around.
But the thing, I think that he came, I think like obviously
he did it the wrong way around.
No, but it's kind of like the guy is American. He just bought like a big. It's like a shiny new toy, and he wanted to show like his power, and then he started splashing cash. But obviously, like Eric just said, there was honestly, we were signing players. Even some of the signings we didn't make, we were just going after like Rafinha, from Rafinha to Dembele to Sterling to Koulibaly to Koundé to it was a mess. This summer was a big mess, and I think he put
sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, and then when you see that price tag, I think you put a lot of pressure, especially because when you
it's so bad. You spend so much money on this. It's not just the wages. It's not just the fee. The wages, and then you don't sell the guys who are not good enough now. You're just adding more baggage. It's so weird. You have to get rid of. Look what Pep did. Pep got rid of 9-10 players out. Mangala, you're gone. Clichy, gone. Sanya, gone. Get rid of all these guys. What's the keeper? Joe Hart, out.
He bought Claudio Bravo, realized he wasn't good, and immediately shipped him, and they brought in Edison.
Exactly.
City, like I said at the top, they're just very well run.
So you have to be ruthless. You have to get rid of these guys. I don't know why we're wasting time holding on to these players. Move them on. Move them. The sooner you move them on, the sooner we can become a serious team again. Because sorry. No, I'm done.
Okay, it's just to build on that point, and this kind of goes back to what Forward said at the beginning, where when Chelsea don't have managers anymore, and generally in football there aren't managers. I think Arteta might have just got that label, but Chelsea hire head coaches. Back in the early Abramovich days, Mourinho was the manager. He was the one who was actually picking the players. He was the one that was like, you could buy any striker you want. Who do you want? He said, give me Drogba. Abramovich was like, are you sure? We could go get XYZ star guy. We could get Shevchenko for you. He was like, pay the money. Don't ask me any questions. Bring me Drogba. And that's what they did. You were using Mourinho's genius, intellect, whatever it was, knowledge of players in that era to get and build a team. Potter is not a manager. Even if he did have these ideas in his mind of who he would want to buy, etc., etc., I don't think he's capable of doing it. And if he were, there's no structure in place with director of football, scouts, whatever it is, to go get those players. You think Graham Potter is out there scouting this kid that came from Brazil? No. That's some data thing that they put into a computer. So this is going to take a long time, 3-4 years, long time in football years, relatively. It's going to be a 2-3-4 year process, I think.
And I'll just say one last thing, because for me, Potter is actually a good coach. I believe he's a good coach.
Me too.
And people might say, Brighton isn't Chelsea. Yeah, we get it. But at the end of the day, you can see there's a plan. And for me, Brighton is one of the best run clubs in England.
How much do you smoke, Don Smoke? God damn, bro.
His name is called Don Smoke. So, how do you ask that question? He's called Don Smoke. So he's living up to his name. At least he's actually living up to his name.
I just hope you have insurance, man. But
wow.
I'm playing.
Let me just see this.
I do have life insurance.
Oh wow. Okay. Before I go to it, let me just hit this. Casey, data science in football is massively overhyped. Here's the thing. Again, as I said again, bro, I get it. NBA and so forth. And American sports isn't the same as for football. It's not the same. They are two very different beasts. Now, everything evolves, and I think that a lot more data has been used in football than it's got used back when I was growing up. But still, at the end of the day, it can't be so data-led and data-driven. Because you have to, hence why you have to hire football guys that understand. Use some of the data, use it there, but you have to hire good footballing minds who understand good talent ID to build a freaking team. Whimsical thought. Hope you need a guy like Emmanuel, yes, football brain. It sounds obvious, but a guy with football knowledge. It's more prominent in the modern game, especially now. Managers don't spend a long time at one club. 100%. Like shout out to Manolon. Like, he was a guy who understood talent ID, who understood bringing players. Okay, look, maybe it's wrong to say, okay, look, Brown. Okay, here's the thing. Marina, why was Marina tasked with acquiring players? Bish was great for business, but Marina was merely a business person. How is she responsible for acquiring talent?
She wasn't.
How?
Like
Well,
those,
they
So,
those.
but I got
Yeah.
told that she got Kai Havertz. Okay, so who got Kai Havertz?
No, she was making the deals.
Those are all board decisions. So like
Yeah.
It was a scout decision, basically.
the way I understand it is like the scouts, like there were people on the board who had their own kind of scouting networks, and they would go out and find players. Then they would find a player, and the board would then come together and say, "Are we going to spend the money?" If it was yes, then they would. And then Marina was, because she was the good with numbers person, she would go out and negotiate the deal. It's not that it was her necessarily pulling the strings of which player to get or which
But
players
HH,
to get. It was just that she was in charge of the money.
I once heard that she
She's
was
good with
scout for
money,
Chelsea.
I guess.
Which is what?
Good with cash.
I once heard you were a scout for Chelsea.
Me.
Yeah.
At least Bartomeu won a treble and 7 Ligas. Hashtag Glazers in. Oh wow. Oba coming on 82 minutes means he's going.
Nah, he's staying. He's staying. He ain't going to Chelsea.
Well,
We
need a striker.
He needs to go.
Getting a striker. Okay, so Gatlock. That was obviously a long time ago. When I knew something different. Okay.
If Chelsea don't get the striker because of you, I'm gonna
Yin yang. Okay, no. We're not
Yin
doing
yang.
that. We're not doing that.
Yin yang.
No, Sharon.
He never
Pep saw
learns,
the
man. He
future
never
and was
learns.
happy to lose the UCL final.
No, he wasn't. What the hell?
No, we're not doing that, man. We're not doing that because at least let me give it that. The truth sets the hope on fire. Todd B leaks Benfica email. Hashtag matchfix. Hashtag ends revenge. Just so you agree 105, but you come back with 90 in installments. Someone needs to explain that to me. Like so you go in and say 105, cool, and you come back and say 90 in installments.
HH, maybe he thought it's an auction, right?
You see, the thing with these what's the word? These buyout clauses and fees.
Eric, you here? Shut
Yeah,
up,
I'm here.
man,
Yes,
man.
I'm here.
Are you still with your headphones?
Headphones. No, don't worry about my headphones. Don't worry. It's okay.
Eric,
see,
we
HH,
miss you. Eric, you're
you guys
missed.
have
You're
been
missed.
struggling. No, you've been struggling ever since you stopped using those headphones.
Relax.
Things are always happening. Wait, hold on, let me check. HH speaks fluent mid. No. Well, there's only mid-table for this season. Only for this season, man. HH, why didn't you guys try to? Here's the thing.
Come on.
You know what? I would rather have Zidane for the Nigeria national team than with what Chelsea is going on right now. So with Deschamps with Deschamps being an absolute prick and hogging down that chair, Zizou, come down to Nigeria.
Would you take back Giroud?
Yes.
Gatlock. PSG equals holiday camp. CFC equals prison FC. 7.5 years sentence. Oh Lord, man.
Okay,
guys,
so in terms of this
Eric,
ownership thing, man, I think
Eric,
long
I
term.
can't do this, man. I can't, man.
You have to. You're gonna have. I'm here because you sent me the link. So you're gonna.
I regret. Okay, Eric, I regret sending you the link. I
Okay.
regret because I regret it. Guys, I can't do this again, man. Especially after the high of the World Cup, I can't come back. Guys, I can't come back to
It
this.
is what it is, man. Like
After the World
where
Cup.
teams-
It
See,
gets worse.
FIFA. You
It gets
see, here's my thing.
worse. It gets worse.
FIFA, you absolute. Why have a World Cup mid-season? In a normal world, summer, which was actually an amazing summer, at least we'll have a few weeks to build up to this. Straight to this? Come on, man. This is just depressing.
HH, I think your problem is that you're too used to the old way, man. You love the short-term approach, and it's just not gonna work, man. It is what it is. We have to suffer. Like in words of Conte, we have to suffer.
For how long, Eric?
That's
the problem. That's the problem. Like if there was clear ideas of like this is what's happening, this is how long it's gonna take 2 years. All right. It doesn't feel like it's gonna be anytime soon. Like it feels like it's like 3, 4, 5, maybe. That's the kind of worrying part.
Is it better to suffer 3 years and then have a consistent like period of winning, or like sacking him and then maybe win a
This
FA
is the
Cup
thing, though,
and
that there's no guarantee of winning once you build the project. It's just it's like right now, Chelsea are projectless. Once their project starts, there is no guarantee that once that kicks in, that it'll work.
You want to worse,
what?
You want to worse that Arteta's cooking, so you have one more opponent to worry about. HH, little bro might just be big bro.
Bro, United are...
Nah, they
and you have United.
You have, okay, guys. Look, man, I need to take some Panadol, man. I need to take some Panadol. Wait, Zoltan. No, SK. It's too much. Todd B sacked a top 10 manager for a is that a broom riding
brick?
Guys, I'll say again. Because what's it called? I was thinking of actually going to that because I'm not too far from Craven Cottage, bro. Nah, I was thinking of going to that. You know what? Like, I don't know, man. Guys, I think I need to rest.
I have a serious question to ask you, HH.
I'm done, man. I'm done.
Seeing that Potter left Brighton and they still playing well. Right?
How good was Potter really?
How good was Potter really?
How good were Brighton before Potter got signed?
They didn't get
No, answer the question. How good were Brighton before Potter
in the relegation spot every single year, fam? What the hell?
Yeah, with Chris Hughton and
right. Then they bought some good players, right? Could it be he just bought the right profile of players? No. Could it be he just bought the right profile of players?
Brighton are a better club than Chelsea. They're better run, so I'm not surprised.
No, you should be surprised.
No, all right, guys. Shout out to you guys. Hold up, do what you can, man. Godspeed,
hard, man.
Godspeed,
and have
Godspeed, man.
Follow your
Godspeed, man.